Today we will start chapter number 6, E-commerce and E-governance, part 1. Let us understand weightage for this chapter. For 80 marks exam, 10 marks questions will be asked on this chapter. Let us see question paper format. First question, fill in the blanks. There will be one question for one mark. Total marks 1. Question 2. State true or false. Two questions will asked. Each will carry 1 marks. Means this question is for 2 marks. Third, MCQ 1 means select one correct answer. One question will ask for 1 marks. Question 4th, MCQ 2, that is select two correct answer. One question will be asked for 2 marks. And last question number 7, answer in short. Two question will be asked. For each question will be for 2 marks, means 2 into 2, 4 marks. Like this, total 10 marks questions will be asked in 80 marks exam on this chapter. First we will see introduction. In this chapter, concepts of buying and selling products and services using electronic medium such as internet are explained, and implementation of information technology in government processes are explained. First we will see definition of e-commerce. E-commerce can be broadly defined as the process of buying and selling of goods and services using an electronic medium such as internet. This is the definition of e-commerce. Now we will see the definition in detail. Let us see definition in detail. In definition, process of buying and selling. Everybody know buying and selling of goods and services. Goods and services. Goods means products and services means service. Example, electricity service, telecom service. These are services. User can buy goods and also services. Let us see the example of mobile. Handset is goods, means product, and service used in that mobile. It may be from Jio or Idea or Airtel. That is service. Means you need to purchase goods and services for communication using mobile. Goods means handset and service means purchasing SIM card. Through that SIM you can purchase service. Now let us see the e-commerce, selling and buying goods and services using electronic medium such as internet. Means for buying goods and services, internet is used in e-commerce. If you purchase handset and that SIM card service by visiting store, that is traditional commerce. And if you purchase mobile, can be purchased online using different websites, and service is also possible to purchase using internet. Means you can recharge your mobile or your SIM by using internet. If you use internet to purchase and goods and services, then that type of commerce is e-commerce. E-commerce is also referred as paperless exchange of business information using electronic data interchange, email, electronic fund transfer, etc. Next topic is difference between traditional commerce and e-commerce. First point. In traditional commerce, products and services are exchanged manually, and in e-commerce, products and services are exchanged online through internet. Means in traditional commerce, user need to visit store and purchase products or services. In e-commerce, user not need to go in store for purchasing products. Using internet, he can buy or sell products or services. Second, in traditional commerce, services are available during business hours, that is 8 to 5 p.m. or whatever time is assigned by that business owner. In e-commerce, service is available 24 by 7, means 24 hours and 7 days and in a week. Anytime you can buy or sell products or services. Third, in traditional commerce, interaction is face to face. In e-commerce, interaction is screen to face. Means in traditional commerce, face to face interaction is possible, and in e-commerce, interaction is between screen, that is mobile or computer, and face. These are the differences. Fourth, in traditional commerce, modes of payment are cash or check. Means in traditional commerce, for payment, check or cash is used. In e-commerce, modes of payments are bank transfer, credit card, e-wallet, mobile payments. Means in e-commerce, user can do payment by using different methods like credit card, debit card, e-wallets, mobile payments, etc. Fifth, in traditional commerce, scope is local, and in e-commerce, scope is global. Means in traditional commerce, person can search local shops, and in e-commerce, user can visit shops from different cities or even different state or countries. So scope is local for traditional commerce and scope is global for e-commerce. Next topic is advantages of e-commerce. First, global scope. E-commerce provides global scope for searching products and services. E-commerce allows sellers and buyers meet in virtual world. Virtual means not real. As e-commerce products and services are sold and buy by using internet. Therefore, it provides global scope. User can search products using internet from different websites, that can be from different states or different cities or different even countries. That is the scope of e-commerce, which is global. Next, electronic transactions. E-commerce allows user to pay by using different methods like credit card, debit card, smart cards, electronic fund transfer, which simplifies payments methods. Next, cost saving. E-commerce applications allows user to select cheaper and better products and services. Next, anytime shopping. Using internet, user can do shopping 24 by 7, means all 7 days and for 24 hours, means anytime user can do shopping. Next, no intermediary. User can directly purchase products from any company or shop without any intermediary. Last, public services. E-commerce helps the government to deliver public services such as healthcare, education, social services at reduced cost and improved manner. So these are the advantages of e-commerce, that is electronic commerce. Now we will see disadvantages of e-commerce. First, setup cost. In e-commerce, setup cost of hardware, software, training of employees are quite expensive. Means for starting e-commerce business, that owner or company has to purchase softwares and hardware for his business. It is quite expensive as compared to traditional commerce. Next, physical presence. The lack of person touch can be disadvantage for many types of services and products like interior design, jewelry type businesses. Means user cannot touch that product to check that are good or bad or not proper. This is the one of the disadvantage of e-commerce. Third major disadvantage is security. The whole business can collapse if sufficient security is not maintained. On internet, different hackers that can hack your website. So security is the major disadvantage. If proper security measures are not applied for business, means using antivirus or firewalls. So security is most important in e-commerce type business. If it is not provided, then whole business can get collapsed. So security is also some cost expensive, means user has to purchase that softwares, antivirus or firewalls for providing better security for his business. Last, goods delivery. There may be arrive some problems with fulfillment of orders like shipping mix up, means there may be possibility of mix up some products at the time of delivery if proper care is not taken. So these are the disadvantages of electronic commerce. Let us summarize part 1 of chapter number 6, that is e-commerce and e-governance. Today I explain definition of e-commerce, that is buying and selling goods and services using electronic medium such as internet. Next I explain differences between traditional commerce and e-commerce. Next, advantages of e-commerce and disadvantages of e-commerce. In next part, we will study types of e-commerce and trade cycle of e-commerce.